You've always been there for them. Every message replied to, every call answered, every invitation accepted, every problem listened to. You gave them your time. You gave them your attention. You gave them your presence. And what did they often give you back? Quietness, not caring, disrespect, or they simply left. You thought being always available made you lovable. It didn't. It made you easy to forget. Because in this world, what's everywhere is often ignored, and what's rare is deeply desired. Machiavelli, a master weaver of human perception, understood this deeply. When you are always available, emotionally, physically, energetically, you make yourself seem common, easy to predict, and just like everyone else. And being like everyone else does not create deep desire. You've been taught that strong connections mean always being close. But here's the truth. People don't chase what they already have. They chase what they fear losing. And right now they feel no fear, because they know you'll answer. They know you'll show up. They know you'll forgive. You've become too easy to guess, and being easy to guess kills desire. Let me make it simple. They're not pulling away because they found someone better. They're pulling away because you stopped being rare, and no one deeply desires what feels cheap or always there. Not because it has no value, but because its value is too easy to get. Rarity isn't about playing games. It's about taking back control of your own value. As Machiavelli wrote, "The wise person does at once what the foolish person does later." Stop delaying your strategic disappearance. Start making your presence feel valuable. Chapter 1. The Unseen Loom, Weaving Scarcity into Your Fabric. Think about a beautiful, priceless fabric. Why do people value it so much? Because it's rare. Because you can't find it just anywhere. Now imagine, someone gave you a huge roll of this priceless fabric every day for free. Would you still treasure it? Would you protect it? Would you even notice if a piece went missing? That's you. You're the priceless fabric, but you're showing up like plain, everyday cloth. Let's get real. You were there when they had nothing. You supported them when no one else would. You forgave their bad habits. You stood by them through tough times. And now, they ignore your messages. They delay replying. They spend time with others. They test how far you'll bend, because they think they have you completely. They think, no matter what I do, they'll always be there. That's not love. That's a trap woven from your own steady kindness. Let me tell you what happens when you strategically step back. At first, they might feel a little relieved. They might think you're just upset and will come back. They'll test you with a small message, a thinking of you story, a quick like on your post. They expect you to react. But then, you don't take the bait. You don't reply. You don't orbit around them. And that's when it truly hits them. They lost control. Because for the first time, you've introduced uncertainty. And uncertainty creates deep desire. They start wondering, where did they go? Who are they talking to? Are they truly done with me? Did they find someone new? They replay every past conversation. They try to understand every quiet moment. They check your activity. They become obsessed. Because people don't chase what they fully understand. They chase what confuses them. They don't become obsessed with what they're sure of. They become obsessed with what feels like it's slipping away. This is where most people make a mistake. They pull away but still send signals. They don't text, but they watch stories. They don't call, but they accidentally like a post. They go quiet but stay very active online. That's not true scarcity, that's just putting on a show. True scarcity isn't pretending to be unavailable. It's actually being gone. Emotionally, mentally, energetically. Not to punish them, but to reset the balance of how they see your worth. Let me tell you the secret to creating deep desire. It's not just charm. It's not just looks. It's not just intelligence. It's this. High value plus limited access. equals deep desire. If you're always texting first, if you're always explaining, if you're always checking in, you've made yourself seem endlessly available. And anything that seems endless loses its special charm. If these strategies for weaving magnetic presence are already making you feel more powerful, hit that like button now. Your support helps us share these transformative insights. And for more wisdom on mastering your influence, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Your journey to unseen power starts here. Chapter 2. The Master Weaver's Design, Absence as Art. There was a person, let's call them Alex. Everyone knew Alex as loyal, kind, always there. Alex never missed a birthday, always replied quickly, and stayed even after being treated poorly. But none of the people Alex gave everything to ever truly stayed. Because Alex never introduced scarcity. Alex never pulled back. Alex never created tension. Alex was always there. And so people learned to treat Alex like furniture. Useful, familiar, and easy to ignore. But then, Alex changed. Not with anger, not with revenge, but through strategic absence. Alex didn't just disappear. Alex simply stopped being present in the same way. And that's when people came back. Not because they missed Alex as a person, but because they missed the version of themselves they could control, when Alex was always available. Machiavelli said, people are driven by two main things, either by love or by fear. Alex had been loved, but weakly, lazily. But now they feared losing what they had taken for granted. That's when deep desire begins. You see, people don't value what's simply good. They value what's hard to get. You can be the smartest, kindest, most understanding person in the world, but if you're too easy to reach, they'll value you less, like a common product on a crowded shelf. Why? Because being always available removes any tension, and tension is what the brain latches onto. Think of the last time you couldn't reach someone you really wanted to. That quiet space, that gap, made you think about them more, not less. Now flip it. You've been too easy to reach, too ready, too quick to say yes. And what has it brought you? Burnout, disrespect, feeling emotionally drained, because your time became cheap. Here's what Machiavelli would have told you. Appear rarely, and you will be intensely desired. Appear constantly, and you will be effortlessly ignored. Most people confuse scarcity with being dramatic. But true scarcity isn't noisy. It's not a threat. It's not an angry outburst, it's calm quietness. It's being truly unavailable. It's a quiet strength in yourself. You don't disappear to trick them. You disappear to reset your own value. You don't remove yourself to hurt them. You remove yourself to remember your own worth. So what happens when you finally do this? At first, confusion. Then disbelief. Then they start chasing. They check your profiles. They ask mutual friends about you. They send vague "Hey stranger" messages. They try to see if you'll reply like the old version of you. They're not reaching out because they love you. They're reaching out because they can't figure you out anymore. And Machiavelli knew. It is much safer to be respected than loved when you can only have one. Respect, in this case, is the respect that comes from fearing to lose access to someone they could always predict. Now that you're unpredictable, now that you don't orbit their attention, now that you don't react, they become unsure. They panic because they realize you've stopped needing them. Chapter 3. The Priceless Fabric, Making Your Presence Unforgettable. Here's the twist. They don't come back with total commitment. They come back casually, testing the waters. They're looking for weakness. They're waiting for you to show cracks. One emotional leak from you, a quick like, a fast reply, a post that hints at sadness, and the powerful illusion is broken. Because now they know you're still emotionally available. That's why scarcity has to be real, not just a show. It's not about closing your heart. It's about closing the doors to people who knock out of boredom, not true respect. And let's be clear, you will lose some people. You will lose the ones who only wanted what was easy. You will lose the ones who liked you when you were less strong, always responsive, always emotionally giving. But what you gain is far more valuable. You gain space. You gain clarity. You gain your edge back. And eventually, you gain respect. Because people can only truly respect what they can't control. You don't need to be mean. You don't need to insult them. You just need to stop being their emotional emergency service. Machiavelli would call this ruling through respect and absence. Not fear of you, but fear of your calm detachment. And when they realize they can't reach you whenever they want, they either start pursuing you properly or they vanish completely. Both are victories for you, because now your peace is no longer something you have to trade for someone else's emotional needs. You're rare, you're distant, you're unavailable by default. And finally, they start to truly desire you. Now you've changed the rules of the game. No more begging, no more waiting, no more showing all your feelings to people who treat them like entertainment. You've done what Machiavelli described as the most important art of a leader, to appear present when needed, but to step back before they believe they own you. This is no longer about simple liking. This is about power. The power of emotional self-control, the power of seeming rare and special. Because once people believe you are not always available, they begin to fight for your presence that was once freely given. And that fight is what you've been giving away for free. Now it's what they'll work hard for. Let's talk about deep desire. Deep desire doesn't begin in pleasure, it begins in loss. People don't become obsessed with what makes them comfortable. They become obsessed with what made them question themselves. And nothing makes someone question themselves more than being emotionally replaced without a clear explanation. That's why being calm and unreadable works. Because it's not about ignoring them. It's about showing them that even if they shout, even if they cry, even if they beg, you won't return to what once lessened your worth. This is the part that truly affects them. You don't leave with anger. You leave with calm dignity, with a quiet strength. You smile. You don't explain. You don't fight back. You simply stop responding. And suddenly they're deeply interested because they were expecting drama. They wanted a fight, not silence. They wanted chaos, not an empty space. But now that you're gone with peace instead of anger, they don't know where they stand. They don't know who they are without you reacting. That confusion, that inner struggle, that's the beginning of deep desire. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. He said a wise ruler should appear kind, loyal, human, honest, and religious, but should be ready to act against those qualities when necessary. You were kind. You were patient. You were endlessly available. But now it's necessary to change, to become unpredictable, to become unavailable, not to hurt them, but to reclaim yourself. Because until now you were giving away what made you valuable, your emotional presence, to people who saw it as something they deserved, not a precious gift. Here's what's going to happen next. They'll reach out. Some will test you with humor. Some will try to make you feel guilty. Some will even insult you to get a reaction. But they all want the same thing, to know they still have emotional control over you. That's why your silence must continue, because every reaction is like falling back into old habits, and every fallback is a message. You still have access to my emotions. You're not here to prove anything. You're not here to win an argument. You're not even here to make them miss you in a sad way. You're here to reset your power. Let them become obsessed. Let them struggle to understand. Let them send messages into the quiet space. Because now you are rare. And rarity, it creates powerful stories about you. You're no longer that person who replies in seconds. You're not that presence they could always depend on to feel good about themselves. You are now a figure in the mist, mysterious, hard to reach, special. And the less they see of you, the more they think about you. Don't make the mistake of announcing your new way of being. Don't post hidden messages. Don't seek revenge. Real power is quiet. It moves without warning. It acts without explanation. Because if they know you're trying to look powerful, you've already lost that power. True scarcity doesn't say, "Look at me walking away." It simply walks and keeps walking until they realize you're no longer coming back. And by the time they do, you've completely forgotten how to even miss them. Let's make it simple. If you want to be remembered, disappear quietly. If you want to be valued, become rare and precious. If you want to be chased, stop being easy to predict. And if you want to be truly powerful, then follow Machiavelli's final rule. People sooner forget the death of their father than the loss of their valuable things. Let your absence feel like a loss. Let them feel like they lost something they never truly owned. And above all, let them realize they can no longer reach you on their terms. Here's how to ensure your transformation continues. Hit the like button if this deep dive into Machiavellian wisdom has helped you understand the power of strategic absence. Your support helps share these vital lessons. Subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Your journey to mastering unseen influence and becoming a master weaver of presence begins now. I'll see you in the next build.